right, so I'm going to start by saying good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for being here with us. Thank you for all the previous keynote speakers for very valuable insights. And thank you to the event organizers, novusalpha and XValley, for putting this together. They always work very hard and consistently raise the bar when it comes to networking events in this industry. And let's get right to business, right? So you're going to hear a lot about AI here, as you've probably already heard about AI a lot. It's the dominant conversation in pretty much every workplace and every networking event. And people discuss a lot of the things that were already talked about when it comes to AI, how it's going to upgrade sales processes, compliance processes, data automation, et cetera, et cetera. But we're here to address the big AI-generated elephant in the room, which is the impact of AI on marketing, very specifically. Just out of curiosity, by quick show of hands, how many of you have used Google to search for anything at least once this week? Show of hands? Come on, guys, I'm expecting everybody. Okay. Now, the same trick, just with any of the AI engines. If you favor ChatGPT or Gemini, it doesn't matter. If you've used AI at least once this week to search for something, raise your hand. That's a case in point right there. So with this experiment, right, that's pretty much 100% of all of us. And I want you to think that everybody that raised their hand is a potential client of something, which brings me forward to the next point. Your potential clients aren't just Googling anymore. They're also asking ChatGPT or Gemini or Claude or any one of the other AI friends that they have questions like, which company should I trust in your specific line of business? So payment provider, broker, insert your type of brand here. Who's the safest? And so on and so forth. And whatever AI answers then becomes like a word of mouth recommendation from a credible source. Instantly trusted, sending organic traffic with high intent your way. And that is exactly why we're here. To explore how AI is transforming the landscape of organic marketing from being focused on search engines alone to now optimizing for AI queries. And why you must consider this as part of your organic marketing strategy moving forward and utilize the power of these AI engines to optimize discovery, trust, and brand visibility. With that being said, I'm going to lean into intros, and so that I don't butcher everybody's name, I'm going to let people introduce themselves, starting with you.
Thank you, Ron. Hi, everyone. My name is Meirav Shacked. I'm the head of marketing and branding strategic partnership at xvalley.tech, which is a crypto exchange here in Cyprus. I've been in marketing for the past 20 years, without revealing my age, working in China, Israel, and Cyprus for the past 5 years. And I've been in Fintech for the past 6 years already, so very happy to be here today. Thank you.
Awesome.
Hi, my name is Garen Meserlian. I'm the COO at Easy Markets. Before that, I was the CMO. I've been in marketing for over 15 years. Started off my career in the hotel industry, moved into creating my own digital startup, and then leading the digital arm of a global PR agency before moving into Fintech. So I've been in finance for the last almost 3 years, and looking forward to the big next steps in finance.
Hello, everyone. My name is Drosoula Hadjisavva. The last 17 years, I have experience in technology and fintech companies, forex and payment solution companies. I'm leading marketing departments since 2015, and the last 10 years I've seen many changes in the industry, especially with regards to technology and search. At the moment, I'm an external marketing consultant, and I have my own financial media, Fintech View, which actually promotes organic search content and storytelling for strong brands.
Hi everyone, my name is Andy, and I am the CMO and co-founder of novusalpha. We are also organizers for Cyprus Fintech Summit, and I've been in digital marketing particularly in Fintech for the past 10 years, 10, 12 years. And yeah.
And last but not least is me. I'm Ron Gilo, Chief Marketing Officer at BuzzDealer. We're a digital marketing agency specializing in online reputation management, digital PR, SEO, and we are pioneers in the field of AI optimization. We help brands and executives in fintech and other verticals strengthen their online presence, build authority, and stay visible across search engines, media, and AI platforms. Now that all of that is out of the way, let's get started. Thank you for everybody, for all of you for being here today. And our first topic of discussion is the new organic marketing investments in SEO and digital PR that actually translate to high-value organic traffic. And Drosoula, we'll start with you. As traditional organic search becomes just one of several channels, which authority signals do you believe will matter most for acquisition, retention, and brand identity moving forward?
Okay, at the moment, we are facing significantly, let's say our end users are significantly increasing their search ability, and they're trying to seek reliable opportunities. So when it comes to SEO, I believe that the channels that play the most important role at the moment are the review platforms, as well as high authority websites that are considered trustable. When it comes to high value influencers, it's also important because social media are becoming one of the strongest search engine channel. So it's a combination of channels, I have to say.
Absolutely. Andy, same question to you.
For me, if I had to state which are the most important signals for AI search now, I would segment it into three different categories. So first category, talking about fintech, of course, first category will be regulatory and operational trust, meaning that we have to showcase our customers, our clients, disclaimers, and not just the traditional disclaimers that we go through, but also meaningful disclaimers that are made for humans to read, as much as terms and conditions that are human friendly, to be able to, for the AI to present this data to the user. Secondly, would be for me what Drosoula said as well. So basically, credible authors, credible reviews, independent reviews to our brands, because as we can see now, the trend is 40% is forum-based, that is sourced into AI chats anyway. And third, and last but not least, which is very important as well, is the brand narrative and also our experts, meaning having a consistent brand narrative amongst multiple platforms, meaning that the AI, when it searches for us, it can consistently find the same narrative of the brand, as well as our experts showcasing the brand, showcasing the actual brand and the powerful points of the brand, and addressing also the weaknesses while finding fixes for it.
Absolutely, I agree. AI pulls from a lot of different sources, right? Some of them are fantastic, as the ones we've mentioned, and some of them, let's just say they're a little bit more creative. So how do you see the role of digital authority building or evolving over fintech brands targeting high-intent users? I'll start with you, Meirav.
Yeah, so we have lots of information, a lot of creativity is going on through the AI, and I think what Andy was saying is very correct. Like, you have to basically stay in the same narrative. Like, you have a certain brand, you need to stick to expertise. If you show that you have expertise, if you have like genuine author that write the content that present your brand, that will be leading more attention to your brand. And consistency, it's very important. Like you said, going through all social media, covering articles, PRs, making your brand stick to the front and making sure that your content is genuine and not just like all over the place. So it will be attracting.
Absolutely. It speaks to the importance of third-party mentions and credible sources, et cetera. But we all know this, right, from the marketing and PR perspective. So, Garen, I'm interested in hearing your perspective. Do you think the industry itself still underestimates how much expert commentary and third-party mentions influence not just SEO, but also the way AI models rank, recommend, and describe brands?
I don't think underestimates is the right word. I think maybe don't fathom is more accurate, I would say. Everybody here 2 years ago didn't have ChatGPT downloaded on their phone, right? So 2 years later, and if you asked anybody if Google could be killed 2 years ago, then the answer would be definitely no. Now there's a question mark, right? It's really difficult to sort of grasp all of this because it's moving at a pace, not just at a pace, in a direction that we as humans never moved before, right? AI isn't the smartest thing just yet, right? It's right now it's still at the point of a glorified autocorrect sort of thing. And to the points about signals and so on, and like if you want to find a good signal, maybe the best thing you would do is ask a question about your competitor, see what ChatGPT recommends, and then the site that is not your competitor's site, the description that it pulled, then that site you need to be on as well, right? So that's a great signal on where you should be. It could be a Reddit post or it could be CNN.com. So there is still opportunity for reverse engineering chat GPT or any LLM at this point. The point of breakthrough is going to be the point where it stops learning from all these data points and it starts learning from itself, right? So that's
right.
Where everyone's trying to move. So yeah, it's all very important right now, like influencers, forum posts of, social media, authority sites. All of this is extremely important, and if you're not jumping on the bandwagon now, then your brand will stop being like the number of clicks that we got from ChatGPT / OpenAI 2 years ago was 0, and then now it's definitely not 0. So yeah.
Thank you. When it comes to securing essential and organic visibility and trusted citations in the AI landscape, I'm wondering, since AI outputs now are fastly becoming most users' first impression, what practical steps do you think can help prevent outdated or incomplete descriptions from defining a brand before someone even lands on the brand's website?
I'll answer it in a slightly techie analogy. So my background is computer science. So every business, at least nowadays, every business relies on some sort of technology to offer something to its clients, right? Whether it's a simple email or in our case, as a brokerage, we offer a trading platform that people can go and click trade on, right? There are critical APIs, what we call them. And if those APIs ever drop, then you don't have business, sort of thing. So if our buy button API stops, then people can't buy whatever we're selling, right? If you don't treat your information as a critical API data point, then that's when you're sort of losing the game. So the information that you're feeding ChatGPT is just like a critical API. It needs to be consistent, it needs to be reliable, it needs to be always up, it needs to have a 99 SLA, it needs to be constantly updated, it needs to be refactored, all of the nice technology terms that you would get from your CTO and head of development, so on. So it's, at this point, pre-self-learning AI, having consistency across the board, always updating, always refreshing, and having it in sort of a format that the LLM can read is the crucial thing to do.
Can I add something?
Sure.
So basically, I want to say that humans need to come ahead of AI. And to be able to do this, we need to understand what the end user needs. With regards to SEO and which channels to answer this question, basically, we need to understand that users need validation. They will go on AI tools and they will ask, is this app trusted? Is this service worth trying it? Is this payment fast or not? So when it comes to fintech, we need to be proactive and think and understand that AI, it's getting all from the data ecosystem that we continuously feed. Consistency is one, but we need also to become smarter as marketeers and eventually start using things that are evolving. For example, social media now require AI description. We need to start educating ourselves. When it comes to where we need to focus as marketeers, we need to focus on genuine content. Produce content on websites with high authority. Try to enforce genuine reviews. Let's say push for community discussions. The AI sentiment, if there is a positive sentiment, will highlight the positive things of a brand. But if there is negative sentiment, then we'll start producing content that we don't want to be shown there. But unfortunately, we cannot avoid it because we haven't done this the last few years, or many companies tried, but this came so sudden. The last year, everything changed. So we are finding content that AI is digging for us before us. That's my comment.
Exactly. Can I add something? Just like 10 years ago when SEO changed from being machine-centric to human-centric, going away from just adding a simple keyword and an H1 tag and the meta descriptions, and evolved from there. It's right now evolving again. And what we see right now, I believe, is the new shape of marketing, the new shape of SEO specifically, because we are going through an era where everything matters. LLMs will search and find everything about your brand, whether it be reviews, whether it be content on social media, whether it be promotions from a year ago. So with that in mind, one of the things that help us safeguard being a better marketeer for the future, I believe, is having the knowledge that every department and every step of the process matters, from your KYC, meaning how your clients on board, from your support, from your tickets, how do they respond back to the feedback we give them. Everything matters now. So it's not just the job of a marketeer anymore to be outside in the digital marketing field, but it's also our job to look back and see from within what we can fix in order to optimize for this new era of search engines, optimizing customer support and KYC. That will mean it will trickle more customer reviews. That means as well that it will show up in specific AI and LLMs that will search for us. So yeah.
Right, so if I'm distilling what we're talking about to the every person, really it all boils down to trust, right? When it comes down to it, where people search on Google, it's almost like they get the information, now they have to sift through it. And trust builds or it drops based on the results, of course, credible citations and and such, but with ChatGPTs, there's almost, or with AIs, there's almost like a mechanism in play that kind of goes around that. So, because people treat that as word of mouth. So when people search for information on ChatGPT, they're less likely to necessarily consider the sources and more likely to just accept face value what's being said. So Drosoula mentioned this, that the AIs will pull either positive information or negative information. To me, that just stresses even more the relevance and the importance of reputation management in this new digital, let's call it SEO 2.0 age, right? And which brings us into the whole concept of the trust economy, especially in fintech, where users care deeply about credibility, trust, and things of that nature. Andy, do you see overall sentiment influencing a company's online reputation and the way AI ultimately presents the brand?
Of course, sentiment is the multiplier of the brand's identity online on the searches. So, for example, if AI picks up a lot of keywords from the reviews that you've been having lately, which are slow withdrawals, for example, then it will signal the user that this company has slow withdrawals. You might have fixed it, you might have been able to find a workaround, and now you have fast withdrawals, but the sentiment from the negative keywords creates drama, and users, both users and LLMs feed off of drama and important turning points of sentiment. So yeah, I believe it's very important to take into consideration the sentiment, because it always, as I said in the beginning, it always amplifies, multiplies the overall situation, whether it be good or bad.
Great. Drosoula, same question to you.
Basically, it's what I mentioned before. AI, it's a mirror, and of course can filter based on authoritative sources. This is one thing. But it's the number one choice at the moment, has become, let's say, a reputation filter, has become a validation, and not only about fintech, about all the industries or the simplest things. I mean, anyone gets AI's opinion, but I don't think that AI can judge. It's up to the information they can find online. So in case of bad reputation, let's say you are facing a problem as a company and you suddenly get 10 or 20 negative reviews, you need to proactively try to find some ways to reverse this situation by, let's say, not enforcing, it's not a good word, sorry, but motivating your, let's say, happy clients to provide genuine information about their experience. Yeah, and the same way it works with positive sentiment. I mean, if someone is doing everything great, or it links its brand with positive information. And I will take as an example previously the rally example that presented us the packages, let's say, or the opportunities. Even this information received from the audience, it could have been communicated in a different way, let's say, why this sponsorship will add value to our brand, first of all. So in this way, when you find ways to link your brand to other important brands, it immediately increases your value.
Great. Meirav, I'll ask you, when your potential users evaluate the stability of your brand, which trust indicators do you believe actually move the needle for them?
So trust is everything, right? Especially in our industry, especially in crypto, I would say. So there is two ways I see it. One is direct and indirect. So the direct ways, keep it simple. Make sure that you have the trust when it comes to open communication, if it's a compliance, if it's registration, licensing, standard security. open documentation for people to read whatever is you have in your company. Yeah, so that's super important. And I would say for the indirect is having people talk about you, like we said, for the reputation and saying good things. So how do you outcome that? You have a customer support. You make sure that that you answer the clients and you give good response, and clients are satisfied, then they will see it. And the second thing I would say is partnerships. You can do all kinds of different partnerships that could also build trust. Small example for xvo.com, we have a partnership with AFA, the Argentinian football team. Before us, there was a speech about Formula One driver. I think those kind of sponsorships and partnerships are also very good of building trust. It's showing that the brand is thinking more of not just selling for the clients, but also connecting to something that is above, and this connection is very strong, and it gives you great value.
Agreed. And it's super important to also monitor the trust, which leads me to Garen. I'll ask you, what early signals should marketers track that show whether trust is rising or slipping before it impacts like what matters when it comes to deposits, conversions, customer sentiment?
I'll give a very practical example on this. My indicator of trust is how often ChatGPT recommends us on a general question. So if you ask, you're in, let's say, I don't know, in Germany, and you go on ChatGPT and ask, what is the best CFD broker I can trade with in Germany? And if ChatGPT doesn't recommend you there, then there is a trust gap, right? So what you can really do at that point is ask ChatGPT, why didn't you recommend Easy Markets? And it'll give you a bunch of answers on why. And then you can work backwards from there. So why it picked that broker and didn't pick this one? And then, so it's a lot of the focus that we do right now is try and understand how the quote-unquote autocorrect system works in ChatGPT and feed that with all the different signals. It could be really anything. It could be one comment on a Reddit post, or it could be a presentation file that you forgot uploaded on some random website from an expo or something. It could be anything that where this data point is going. And right now it's anything, right? So there's a lot of shifts that are happening in the market. So you need to sort of capitalize on this as fast as you can, because one of the big things that I saw in the news a couple of weeks ago was that Cloudflare is going to introduce a cost per scrape feature on their platform. So Cloudflare runs 25% of the internet. So it's going to charge ChatGPT to scrape any of its sites. So the data sources are going to change again, and you're going to have to work again to update those trust signals back to ChatGPT. So yeah, it's a fast-moving industry, and it's going to change a lot before it stabilizes.
Can I add something to that? Yeah, I completely agree with what Garen says. Signals are not something static anymore, and it's something that we need to keep an eye out. Usually back in the day when you were particularly in the SEO industry, you would go ahead and do some extreme audits to find out specific signals that you need to find, and only if you were trained to identify the signals you would know. Now that we are switching to the era of LLM search, it means that anyone can do this search, anyone can do this audit. So if you want to improve your presence in ChatGPT or whatever LLM you're using, then simply go ahead and do what exactly Garen said. Research your own brand, try queries that users would try to find your own brand, and then ask why. Audit your own brand. Now, with LLMs, it's easier than ever to do this.
I want to add something also. I mean, when it comes to understand if AI impacted on our brand? I mean, numbers talk. It's very easy in retention, very easy in user acquisition to understand the impact. All big companies, especially fintech companies, do have the technology and especially even the AI tools to export reports and understand how this is affecting the brand from time to time. And especially this needs to be of a focus when there is an internal issue and there is risk of brand reputation.
Agreed. Andy, as more users ask ChatGPT, since we've already talked about ChatGPT, so as more users ask ChatGPT to, for example, compare platforms, right, or compare this and that, this company and that company, instead of only relying on Google, how do fintech marketers need to evolve their organic strategy to kind of match that?
Well, I will go ahead and say that not just fintech marketers, but marketeers in general, we should be an adaptive breed. We should be able to adapt in new situations, and especially now with ChatGPT and all these AI tools, everything is changing day by day. Not even weeks go by when we find out that there is a new signal that operates within ChatGPT that judges your brand in a certain way or compares it to that extent. So what I would say, what makes a good marketeer now is what it always did, the adaptability and being able to understand the value of having a holistic approach to marketing, but at the same time being in an ecosystem alongside with the whole other company, being into a symbiotic kind of system with the company, understanding that each department now not indirectly, directly plays a role in our marketing efforts, from sales to customer support to anything in the company plays direct role to our search appearance inside LLMs. So yeah.
Just to add there, it just occurred to me now. He was mentioning ChatGPT right now is Google 2000, year 2000 or 1999.
Exactly.
Yeah, and we're at the Google in 1999, 2000. Can't remember when they launched their paid ad product, but at that point it was all organic, right? And you had a lot of say, and the number of signals wasn't 1,000; it was, let's say, 50. Maybe the numbers of signals in ChatGPT, I think, are in the tens of thousands. Not so little as Google it was before, but nevertheless, organically it can all still be manipulated, right? And if you still think, if you did SEO optimization back then in the early 2000s, it works in the same mindset or model, at least. Yeah.
Agreed. And we're all talking about this shift, right? So now with the early onset, I'm sure you feel the impact that leads coming from these LLMs have, and in terms of the quality of these leads and the user acquisition process in general. Can you touch on what you see in terms of the trends?
Myself? Yeah,
Okay.
sorry. Look, the lines are getting blurred between search and ChatGPT, right? And just to add a small point on the point before I was saying is that paid ads in ChatGPT is definitely coming. That's things. I mean, it'd be crazy if they don't do it, right? So in terms of quality of leads, it's still a mixed bag. We've seen trends where it's big ups and then trends where it's unlogically low. And I would, if I had to do like a very quick assessment, I would probably say that maybe we got a series of bad comments in that part, but it's a little bit difficult to point your finger at one specific reason. But nevertheless, what we see is that it's just growing. It's not slowing down, right? So yeah, that's what I believe.
Awesome. And Meirav, if AI becomes the primary discovery channel, what should fintech brands start doing today so they're still visible, relevant, and accurately represented tomorrow?
So I think you need to own your narrative, right? The brand needs to be, like we said, consistent and to be genuine. I think that's very important. I think, like all of you said, I mean, we're still in the beginning of the stages of AI. It's still quite new. And like Andy said, it needs to be implemented in all sectors of a company, if it's in sales, if it's in support. The way I see it, and I think this is how it goes in the future, marketing and product will work hand in hand together. So not only that we're going to use marketing tools in order to have not just organic or paid, like you said, paid ads on ChatGPT, but also having actually the product itself, the service itself, integrated within the AI UI itself. So whatever you sell, you will be able to sell it even in the ChatGPT itself. So yeah, there is a good future ahead of us.
Absolutely.
Just one simple thing for brands that want to safeguard themselves for the future. The first step usually is hard, but this time is simple. The first step is do an audit on yourself, do an audit on the brand, and everything that follows. Then you can even ask ChatGPT how to guide you in getting better results in ChatGPT.
Agreed. So, guys, we're about to wrap up, and I wanted to ask you, in terms of giving the audience a key takeaway, what would be your key takeaway from today's panel and the impact of AI on organic marketing that you want people to walk away with?
I would say ChatGPT is still stupid, so take advantage of it before it becomes really, 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 really expensive.
Shall I add some? Yeah. So from my point of view, marketing is becoming more difficult, but more interesting. We need to focus more on SEO. And finally, is not only advertising the main player on the game. So the brands need to do it right.
From my perspective, we no longer optimize for marketing only. We need to optimize for our brand in a very consistent and a very thorough process through all the departments of a company. Because now, as we said previously, now GPT will find every stone, every hidden truth about your brand. So now is the time that we take this pivot moment to understand that that marketing is not only about marketing ourselves. Marketing is the way we present the brand. Marketing is the way we do our operations. Marketing is the way we deal with clients. Everything is marketing. So with that key takeaway, I would say if we're optimizing the brand as a whole, aren't we optimizing, and the operations as a whole, aren't we optimizing for SEO and ChatGPT?
I like what Garen said about take advantage. I think now, because it's like a wild, wild west, you can still really enjoy a lot of things that the AI has to offer, and it still looks good. So you want to stand out. It's not just being written in AI as a source, but it's also about your branding, about the way you look. It's not boring anymore. You have Sora, you have Grok, you have so many tools that could take your brand to the next level. Use it.
Thank you. My key takeaway is simple. If you want to future-proof your business for the age of AI, you need to start optimizing for it yesterday. Not today, not tomorrow, yesterday. You can call it GEO, you can call it AIO, you can call it EIO, you can call it Old McDonald's farm for all I care, right? But the bottom line remains the same. AI engines don't know everything about you today. If they don't, then your future clients probably won't know about you tomorrow, and the future of organic marketing is definitely with AI, so make sure you don't get left behind. With that being said, I want to thank everybody for being here, all the panel members here. I've been your friendly neighborhood panel moderator, and if you have any questions for us, please don't hesitate to come stop any one of us. We'll be around. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Marketeers who adapted because they adapted to a shorter time. Thank you. Thank you very much.